Welcome back to the Missouri Southern Coaches Show. It's time to talk some defense. I'm joined now by the Lions' other number 4 on the football field, redshirt senior defensive back Nyjahl Vaughn, who is in his first season with the Missouri Southern football program. Nyjahl, thanks for being here, of course. And I've got some questions about Saturday's game, but first I want to get to something I ask every transfer player at this program. You played at Central Methodist University last season. When you hit the transfer portal, what was the decision process like for you? Because the modern transfer portal is a beast. And what really made you want to come to Joplin to be a Lion?
To come to Joplin, it was the family environment when I came up here on my visit. It felt like really like at home. I liked how my head coach talked to me, so that was part of it. The process, though, it was pretty hard because, there's a lot of people in the portal, and I'm coming from NAIA, so, it's hard to find a home. But in Joplin, I found a home. So that's what it was.
And coming from NAIA, a little bit of a different style of game maybe in the MIAA compared to NAIA, excuse me, can't talk today. What was that transition like from you jumping levels like that?
Honestly, it was a little bit of a jump, but people sleep on NAIA football. Like, we got some good football in NAIA, big players. It's just a couple of the guys bigger. Of course, MIAA football, every week is going to be a good opponent. Like, you're going to play somebody hard every week or somebody coming in to fight. So that was a little bit of the difference. Some teams in NAIA, there was a little weaker opponent some games, but I know every game in this conference I'm going to get a game.
Yeah, it's kind of been a theme of this season with Coach Bradley just talking about the gauntlet that is the MIAA. And all these acronyms are making both of us stumble. I'm like, MIAA, NAIA, a little bit of all these letter acronyms. All right, in your first season on campus, though, how has this Southern community, the team, the coaching staff really embraced you and welcomed you in as one of their own?
Well, I feel like I have had a very warm welcome throughout the community and just at MSSU itself. Like, coaches support me. It's a lot of more opportunities on campus for me to do things. The facilities are open more hours, so I can go in there and get more treatment, things like that, and just more time to dedicate to football.
Absolutely. And now kind of getting to some of the nitty-gritty, maybe a tougher question here, but it's been 4 one-possession losses in the last 6 weeks, and it seems like you guys are right on the cusp of something great. Mentally, how do you guys approach the day-to-day preparation, like after a result like Saturday, knowing you guys need to keep pushing forward?
As a college football player, like, taking a loss like 7 points is very hard, but we got a quick turnaround. Sunday, we got to get back, watch film, and then Monday, we on to the next opponent. Like, so last week's really out of our head, and that just confidence in each other and loving each other, that just helps us do that. But of course, it's always going to be hard when you take a 7-point loss. But we just got to fight and go into the next game ready to win.
Definitely.
Do more.
Definitely. It seems like this group's confidence has never wavered throughout the season. All right, the Lions, not the result they wanted on Saturday, but the defense, though, one of the best outings of the season. The Griffins had some success early in the first quarter, getting out to a 10-0 lead in this one. But from there, the defense was locked down. One of the themes for the defense, it seems, this year has been bend but don't break. Nyjahl, how do you think your unit kind of embodied that mantra on Saturday?
I honestly think we're pretty good bend but don't break defense because they get a couple big plays. Of course, it's football, so every team has athletes. They're going to make big plays, but we understand that. And since we understand that, once we get our backs to the wall, we just keep fighting. We just keep fighting. We know that we can make a play, and we make plays most of the time, especially in the red zone.
I was just about to say, in that red zone, came up with some big stops against the Griffins, forced some field goals, a missed field goal even there, keeping them to just 3 points in the second half. Missouri Western just 4 for 13 on third downs in this one. Defense also a couple takeaways in this one, an INT and a fumble. In other words, the defense did its job, putting the ball back in the offense's hands often. What was really the game plan, Nyjahl, coming into this one against the Griffins in particular, and how were you guys able to execute it so well?
The game's plan is pretty simple every week. We're going to go play defense and have the offense back. Whatever offense do, we're going to have that back. We're going to go out there and stop the other offense. It's not really a hard game plan. You got the X's and O's, the plays we're going to do versus the assignments, the different formations. But other than that, it's just we go out there and have the offenses back and we make stops. And that's what we're going to do. That's our identity, make stops and get off the field.
Absolutely, and it seems like you guys now at this point in the season have faced a little bit of every style of offense that the MIAA has to offer. What kind of stylistic approach did you see from Western that kind of gave you guys the opportunity to make some big plays?
They was a spread offense. They passed the ball a lot. We could have stopped the run a little better, but it just fit into our game plan. Coach called the calls, and we just did our assignment. That's what it really is, assignment football. As long as everyone do their assignment, we can stop any offense, honestly.
Absolutely. I've heard a few of your teammates mention everybody do their 1/11th.
Yeah.
You know, everybody does their 1/11th, and it combines for the team effort. And we've talked about it before on this show as well, but it seems like the defense is improving with each and every performance this season. I mean, what do you think is really key to this group's development throughout the season?
No matter what we've done on defense, like the whole unit, we always want to do more. Like, so that's a big thing. Like, we had an interception, a fumble recovery, but like that still wasn't enough for us because we feel like we could have gave the offense more opportunities. Instead of it being 4 for 13 on third down, we should have had it 0 for 13 on third down. So that's we will always want to do more. So that helps us as a defense go be great because we want to do more no matter what we do.
Absolutely. And all right, let's take some time now to look at some numbers behind the defense's performance on Saturday. Zach Bergman has been having a monster season at linebacker, and that continued on Saturday. He led the Lions with 8 total tackles, 3 of them going for a loss. And of course, that clutch interception in the fourth quarter. Nyjahl, as I'm sure you're aware, you had a team high 2 pass breakups with a pair of tackles as well. And as a team, the Lions limited the Griffins to 308 total yards of offense. As we mentioned, just 4 successful third down conversions on 13 attempts. So before you go, a similar question that I asked your teammate just a moment ago. This is, it's your first season in Joplin. What excites you most when you think about this rivalry matchup coming up between Missouri Southern and Pittsburgh State?
Just the intensity and just going out there with my brothers and being able to fight with them. I know a lot of guys on the team like Zach Bergman, who you mentioned, guys like Colton Bass, who's been in the program a little while. This their last year. They got their intensities up. They're ready to go against these guys. So just the love for our brothers is going to help us push in this game, honestly, just feeling everybody else's energy.
Absolutely. I can't wait for that one. I know the fans can't wait for that one. And speaking of that rivalry matchup, when we come back from break, I will once again be joined by Atiba Bradley to look at that matchup against the Gorillas. Stay tuned.